Good morning, everybody. Ma Terry and Miss Lucy here, and we got a good one for you guys. All right, so we're going to talk about making money. It's going to be a whole series. Every week, I'm going to come in with at least one video, if not two, to teach y'all how to make money. Because it's, oh, that's her little tummy. Her little tummy's growling. She wants breakfast. All right, I'm going to do the video real quick, then I'll feed you. All right, so today I have 5 ways, 4 of which I have personally done, and 1 I have a friend that's doing that. So 5 ways to make money on the road. Let me put you down. All right. So I love making money. I really do, but just the stress of a business is too much. All right. So I got my start when I was maybe 4 or 5. And as kids, we would go down to Pennypack Park. We would look for, it was glass bottles at the time, dog hair. Glass bottles at the time, find the bottles, recycle them, and believe it or not, for a nickel, you could get a whole candy bar. So that's when I started business. And I wanted you guys to research me, so you know I'm for sure. So when I was 24 years old, my ex-husband, who was who went to college to be a printer, and me, I had years of marketing under my belt by then. We decided to open a tiny little shop called Pacific Printing, and he borrowed $500 from a friend, and I think he repaid it in 2 months, and it was like $300 for the rent and then $200 for supplies. I'm going to give you a good story someday about how we started it, but it was a nice little print shop, and we grew it from 300 square feet to 3,000 square feet. So that's my background, and I do have a background in computers, graphic design. Of course, I'm an artist. All right, so here we go with 5 ways to make money on the road. Oh, and I don't think I put in my little joke. When I was a little kid, and the adults, back in the 60s, it was a big thing to ask, what's your sign? Meaning, are you a Cancer, an Aries, a Virgo, what's your sign? So when the adults would ask me, they'd say, hey Terry, what's your sign? And I'd look at them and I'd say dollar. And I meant it. I meant every word from the time I was a little kid, whether I was hustling magazine subscriptions, selling seeds, I was a born hustler. All right, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is there's so many different ways to make money, and we'll get into digital. I know a lot of people want to do YouTube. I want to talk about cross marketing. There's like a million things, but usually this is how I live, how I camp. For the winter, when it's nasty everywhere, is I stay in my local area, and my local area being anywhere from Redlands, California, down to San Diego, and all the way to Laughlin, and sometimes I go up and visit Karen up in Utah. But in my local area of Redlands, I know when there's a couple of really good art shows coming around. And, all year long, I will sit in my van and I'll make little earrings, constant little earring making. And when they have the craft fairs, which are really well attended, sometimes it's $75 for 2 days. I did a craft fair it was called the Gable House, and all I had was a little itty bitty table. I think it was like a 5 or 6 foot table. It was small. That was a $40 craft fair, and I showed my girlfriends how to make my soda can jewelry, and because we're into recycling in California. And on that one table alone, and it was a 10 to 4 show, we sold $1,000 worth of jewelry. My girlfriend sold 400, I sold 400, and my other girlfriend sold 300. So we did $1,000 in sales in one day. You got to find something really popular to sell. And I'm going to show you also, I went around and shot a lot of video of a craft fair and what people were doing wrong. And I could actually point and say, this person's not selling and this person is selling. It's all in marketing and displays, but we'll get into that in a future one. Also, let's just say I'm local in the winter. 6 months out of the year, I want to stay in Southern California. Okay, not me personally, I've never done it, but some people out there have RVs with tow cars. My friend delivers for Uber, and every night he comes home with about $300 in tips. That's damn good money. So if there's any way you can turn your car into an Uber or Lyft, and you're in a good area, I don't know anything about the laws in your area, but that's what my friend's son does. He makes really good money being an Uber driver. So that's the second way of making money. So I put together a compilation of my past shows. I wanted to show you. There's my little cantilever box, and in the box are all the earrings. Here's my display showing bookmarks and cards. And there's my earrings once again, and these are all soda cans. So we called ourselves the Can Girls. It was a pretty clever name, and I did this art show at quite a few different locations with great results. I do not recommend making cards. People go to Dollar Tree and buy their cards, but these are bookmarks out of file folders and old mailing boxes, and they were easy to sell for $3. All I did was paint it real quick and use rubber stamps. So there I'm showing in the red monster can, I turned cans into that, which was a great idea for Southern California. Now, it's real easy to look at Ma Terry and say, Ma Terry, you live in opulence. You know, what do you know about being broke? I'm broke. Well, you all know I was homeless and living in a shelter, and I had no income coming in for the first year, and I was in debt. So what does anybody without common sense and being in debt do? Since I knew how to set type and pull things off the internet, I decided to create buttons, and once a month at the shelter, there were like 10 shelters, and everybody gathered around the cafeteria, and for one day a month you could sell your crafts. All right, so what kind of crafts did I invest in? It's a good one. I started a business. I called Dr. Don's Button Making 9 years ago and got a little button maker, and I'm going to insert photos right here of how big the space takes up. This is a very small portable business that anyone can do from a car, so it's a great idea. So it doesn't take up a lot of space, but I started making these magnets and put them out on the table once a month. And I'll just show you a few. Okay, so I knew a lot of people that were battling breast cancer, and I did donate 10 cents to breast cancer. This one was really popular. Carpe diem. You guys, seize the day. I mean, I'm broke ass, starving to death. You know, at the shelter, we had a sandwich called chituna, or I called it chituna. Why? Because if whatever the cook had left, whether it was cans of chicken, cans of tuna, green beans, or whatever, it went into the salad, mixed up with mayonnaise, and it was served on a bread. Okay, I had to pull myself up by the bootstraps. Okay, that one was a really good one for, okay, now then, this one says, also available in sober, but I put the pin upside down so you can wear it like that. Okay, so how much money did Ma Terry make every month? All right, remember, I wasn't paying for rent or food or anything. I was eating those tuna sandwiches, and I made about $300 a month, a little bit more than that. But around those 10 buildings, everybody knew that I could put their photo on it or put any saying they wanted on a button, and those buttons were $8, $9. So, you know, on average, I made $500 a month. And that was more than enough for me. I mean, I paid off my little button making machine in the first month. And remember, at the time, I was going to the hospital for therapy, got on the bus at 7 in the morning, and I would get home at maybe 4:30. It was a full day of therapy, you know, all sorts of different therapy for 2 years to get me standing on my feet again. But that little button making machine, that's how I survived. That was 3 ways. All right, let's talk about the 4th way. Oh, maybe I have 6 ways today. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the 4th way. I have friends that own hairdressing salons, and it's like they display my earrings there, so they literally sell for me. Yay, presents, presents. I'm setting up a business right now. All right, so people that have hair salons, they will sell my earrings. Gift shops will sell my earrings, and I'm a member of art clubs. And one of them, like my girlfriend, you know, usually they require people to gallery sit once a month, and they're like, we get your lifestyle. We will sell your earrings for you. Just give me a bunch of earrings. So I do. All right, now I'm going to insert a very old photograph of me. Hold on. Was I ever that young? I'm standing in front of a mural I've done. I got pretty good at watercolor, don't you think? But here I am lecturing in front of art clubs, and I just thought I'd show you a few old-timey pictures, because I believe in, if I talk the talk, I better have done the walk, right? And there I am with the little headset on talking to everybody, and my thing was called Making Peace with Color. So here we go. So, are you an expert in anything at all? Well, I went to school to be an artist, and I got really good at color theory. So that was my main thing of interest, color theory and airbrush. And, at my one art gallery, they put it in the newspaper that, and most of these art clubs, they have every month, they have a speaker come in and talk about what they're experienced at. So they sent me to a special school for color theory, and when I came back, they put it in the newspaper that I was going to give basically it's an hour and a half talk on teaching color theory, and I called it Making Peace with Color because the peace sign, it's like a pie, red, yellow, blue. So that was my little thing. And before you know it, because I was in the newspaper, the other local art clubs called and said, hey, can you do speak in here? And, there are literally hundreds in Southern California, these little art clubs. And how much do they pay for me to drive to San Diego and to just sit there and talk for an hour and a half? And remember, always keep your business, keep it simple, duplicatable, and profitable. And not only are there art guilds, but there's also camera clubs. There's all sorts of things that pay people to lecture. So if you're an expert in your field, this is something to pay attention to. So they would pay me for my hour and a half to drive there, $200. And the next day, if we were doing a workshop, and let's say they had 6 people, I think the minimum was 7 people, but usually upwards of 10 to 12 people, I would get paid $500 to do a one-day workshop. And these are old-timey prices, okay? This was 15 years ago. So, be an expert in the field. You could actually go around this country, visit all the really great museums, and if you have the memory for it, or photographs, put together a slideshow and talk about some of the wonderful museums that you have visited throughout the country. 10 top museums you gotta see in the United States. People would pay for that. There, I gave you all a great idea. And now we're going to get to my last business. Now this business is a little bit, it's not hard. This is not a hard business. And y'all know I like my little sticker machine. And my little sticker machine is itty bitty. So, it just doesn't take up any space. All right, I'll take a photograph of it. Insert here. Insert here. Where's my finger? Insert here. All right, so this is my little Cricut Joy. It really is small, maybe 12 inches long at the least and 4 inches wide, and I have a lot of stuff I can do with it. So I'm on my tablet and I'm making stickers, and these aren't packaged properly yet. I'm making stickers for a friend, and basically there's a little tourist place that everybody walks by, so I'm setting her up on in a little sticker business. So we'll go more into that. But is it lightweight, portable? You bet. Is it profitable? Oh yeah, it's profitable. Hold on. All right, so these are just a few ideas to get your side hustle on. With my little button making machine, I know I can't say anything with certainty. I'm not sure if the art walks are coming back. I know we have art walks in Cedar City, Utah every month, and I could do it up there. But and like in Cedar City, Utah, for the art walk, and just to be out there selling my buttons and my stickers and everything properly displayed. Oh, I know that in one night I'll come home with $300 or $500, and they won't charge me anything for a booth. I think one of the places said, okay, $10, and it's like easy breezy. All right, I hope I gave you some really good ideas. These are small little portable businesses you can do on the road. Even with the RV and the tow car, you can be an Uber Lyft driver. But check out all the regulations in your place. All right, I hope this helps someone today.